Hi, Lisa. Hi, Marlena. Nikki.
Hi.
Sarah. I'm having to scroll through like 87 places to see everybody. I love it. New faces too.
Amy, I just love how bubbly you are. You just put a smile on everyone's face with your happiness.
That's you, Nikki. You do that too. How's everybody doing? Everybody ready for Monday? Angela says thumbs up. Angela, nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you
Do
too.
Do you go by Angela?
I don't.
Or
I just forgot to change it.
what do you go?
I go by Angie.
Angie. Okay, good to know.
Hi guys.
I thought I saw other new faces. Oh, there's.
Hey. You guys are on time early, really early.
Amy's taking charge today, Christy.
Good. You got a take in charge jacket. When I saw that on the other day, that is your like go swim in the 20-degree water jacket.
It's like the best jacket ever, and the best part was that it was clearance in my size only.
Please tell me that you wore a wetsuit yesterday.
No.
Oh my God.
You
Guys,
won't get the benefits.
Amy lives in Washington State, everyone. Let's announce this. Amy lives in Washington State and swims open water swimming, which is incredible. She's also an open water swimming coach, but she refuses to wear a wetsuit even in January.
You go, girl.
Amy, what
It's extremely good for your cardiovascular system, man.
Yeah,
Right, Molly? Right. I was telling my kids the other day, I used to have asthma.
Up in the hizzy.
Exactly. I used to have asthma, actually. I had an inhaler and everything. And it's gone. Like, I don't have asthma anymore. I had it when I was probably between the ages of 12 to 20. And it just, open water swimming, man.
Hypothermic behaviors.
I know.
What?
I said don't encourage hypothermic behaviors.
Don't do it by yourself. Do it with somebody. Do you feel better, Sarah?
That's just like always a water rule. Isn't that the always water rule? Even if it's not 20 degrees, you're supposed to do it with a friend.
Ideally, yes.
Yeah.
So if I start swimming in freezing cold water, I can get rid of my asthma. Is that what you're saying, Amy?
Very possible. Ask Molly. She knows more.
Sounds like fake news. I'm just kidding. just kidding.
No, it is fact.
Amy, I feel like you need to tag David Goggins in some of these open water swims. Be like, mama for swimming in the friggin' 20 degrees.
It's amazing.
I mean, people do it for health benefits, but it's usually like as a fundraiser, like a polar plunge. They like put it on Instagram and everybody cheers and like it's like the achievement of their year. And you're just like, yeah, let's just go. It's time for another swim.
Let's just say I need Tina in my life.
Oh, look,
not very
Ellen
good
is showing her
Instagram
polar bear plunges. She has a whole.
Who?
Ellen has all. Ellen, one of our new members, has all of her polar bear plunge stickers.
Why can't I see you, Ellen? Where are you? Oh, let me see you. Hi, there you are. Look at you. I love it. Yes.
Amazing.
See, Ellen knows what's up.
Yes. Okay, guys, I'm going to mute everybody out because we're just going to get right to it. So I'll keep everybody muted until the end. And that way, when we kind of open it for discussion, if we want to chat or you want to unmute, that will totally be great. But until then, just to cut on background noise, I'll kind of mute everybody out. And if you can even mute yourself. And so that is a super easy thing to do, I think, on computer or phone. Let's see. I'm still hearing something. So, okay, I think we're good now. All right, so a couple quick announcements, and then we're going to get right to our topic of the week and our thing to think about, thing to check in with our coach. So first off, there is a live training this week on Wednesday. And so this specific live training is on body fat, why we store it, how to get rid of it, how this whole thing works. I'm going to kind of unveil what we learn as trainers and nutrition coaches and share it with you. And so these live trainings that we do are open to the public. So if you have somebody that you would like to invite, then feel free to invite them because they're going to get a lot of value out of the training itself. And then at the end, I always share a little bit about coaching. It's like one of the main places that I actually share that we have coaching available. And so if you have a friend, it's perfect to bring them. So it's this Wednesday. You'll see a couple emails about it if you haven't registered already, and you'll see stuff in the group. So make sure that you sign up so you get the link to come. Next announcement is last week we have a bunch of newbies and I thought it would be a great time to introduce our team, our staff. And most everybody is on here today, but I'm going to say everybody's name just so that you can see them. And if they're here, then maybe they can give a quick wave and I'll try to pin them up real quick. But this way, you know who they are if you see them about. And you can ask questions, you can get help, you can say hello. So first off, our staff, so like our support team, we have Brooke. So you guys have definitely seen Brooke. She is our admin manager and she is our go-to, help you with anything, our resident millennial, solve problems. And so anything that you need that's program related or anything techie or just, hey, I need some help, she is your girl. So Brooke, I can't even say enough about what Brooke does, by the way. She just is amazing. So Brooke is like that behind the scenes person that just doesn't get enough credit. So thank you, Brooke, for everything that you do. We also have Sarah, who is our chief of staff. She's on the call. I don't know where she is at right now. She's behind a lot of the pieces that make things go together and how they go together well. Tina, who is, I don't think on here right now, helps us with media and marketing. If you guys haven't seen her around, she's pretty fantastic. A lot of those cool stories that you're seeing on the Fitme community Instagram are Tina piecing those together, and really, she is passionate about sharing your successes. And so she thinks about it all the time. That is what she wants to do. And so it's amazing to have somebody on our team who that's their job. And then Bridget, who is our enrollment coach. And so if you guys haven't met her, she's fantastic. She's helping with that get to know us and get going process. So she's like a really important addition that just joined us a few weeks ago. And then now to our coaching team, who most of you guys have met, but I still feel like it's worth it to go around and just acknowledge who each of these folks are. So Molly is our director of coaching. So Molly, give it a wave. I pinned her, but I don't know if you guys can see. There you go. There's Molly. She's in Maryland. She is incredible. She not only is a coach herself, but she helps train and manage our whole entire coaching staff. So she is pretty fantastic. We have 3 lead coaches. And so these coaches are sort of our leadership team. We've got Leah. What's up, Leah? Wave. She's in Northern California. We've got Lauren, which I got to find Lauren. But there's so many of us on here that I've got to find her. Where are you, Lauren? Where are you? She is our Fit Princess. There she is. If you guys are following her on Instagram, it's Fit Princess. And so she not only is a fantastic coach, but she actually is a real life princess. And so she dresses up for parties as a princess, and she just brings that energy and magic to us too. And I mean that, the magic. And then Rachel, who is on here, I saw just a second ago. This is really like one of those puzzle games for me to find people on the grid. So this is Rachel, guys. Rachel is our mama coach. So she specializes in our pregnancy and postpartum members. And so they have their own little special tribe, and they do all of our Fitme stuff, but just adapted to the season of being pregnant and having babies and postpartum. So she is a specialist in that area. And you guys don't see her all that much, but she is fantastic. And all the mamas can attest to that. We also have 4 new coaches who just joined the team a couple of weeks ago. They did over 9 months of almost a year of training to get to this point and to join the team. So we've got Christy Jackson. She's in Maryland. Christy, go ahead and wave. I'm pinning people, but I have no idea if that actually makes you guys be able to see them better. So she's amazing. I know I'm saying everybody's amazing, but I really mean it. So Christy Jackson, we've got Rebecca. Where are you at, Rebecca? I feel like I'm in a bar where I'm like looking for the things to like match up on the grid. There's Rebecca. Rebecca's here in Washington State. Before she ever became a coach, members started calling her Sensei. And so it was meant to be from the beginning. Brittany, where are you, Brittany? Is she on here? I thought I saw her. Brittany is also, oh, there she is. Brittany's a new mama. Is that baby's head right there? Or is that your elbow? Yep, that's baby's head. That would be a furry elbow, Brittany, if that was your elbow. So Brittany's a new mama. She is also in Maryland. Amazing coach. I can't wait for you guys to get to know her better. And then last but not least is Sam. Here's Sam. She is in Wyoming, a new transplant out into like is it like Little House on the Prairie? Is that where that book takes place? Is out there where like serious survival is required? Does anybody know? Little House on the Prairie fans? Anyone? It's probably not Wyoming.
The Dakotas.
The Dakotas? Close then. I feel like that's pretty close. Did I miss anybody? Sarah, did I miss it? Molly, did I miss anybody? I think that's our whole team. And so I wanted to introduce everybody since you guys will see them in the Marco Polo groups, but also just around. You'll see them in Facebook. And really we're kind of unique at Fitme because we work with each of you one-on-one, but we also are a collaborative coaching team, which you don't typically see in any of like the, wellness, nutrition, fitness spaces. Rarely do you have collaborative coaching, but we actually have meetings every Tuesday. So a little like behind the curtains, your coaching team actually has a meeting every single Tuesday where we say every single person in Fitme's name. And we talk about ways that we can support you together. And we just collaborate. So we each have different specialties and backgrounds. And sometimes we have ideas that can really help someone else coach their person even better, and we just work together. And so that's something that's really unique to Fitme. And so I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys. I didn't know if you even knew that. Sweet. Oh, wait, let's see what's in the chat. I think it's about Little House on the Prairie. Okay. Yep. Minnesota, Brittany says. Minnesota, really? I would never have thought that. I think all of the plains were kind of
moved around a little bit, Christy.
You're right. I think that's I thought that was like the part of the point was they were moving and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So let's get right to our target for the week. So I hope everyone had a successful reset. In some way or another, you should have tackled something. If not everything, hopefully you tackled one piece of the reset. Many of you tackled more than one piece. And at Fitme, it's never about all or nothing. So even if it wasn't perfectly successful, hopefully you made some progress somewhere. And it doesn't mean that even though the 7-day reset's done, that you have to stop whatever you were working on. So for example, like I didn't finish my closet, but I fully intend to. I made some really good progress, but I'm going to finish it this week. And so stuff like that, if you're still working on it, keep working at it. Environment is incredibly important. We're going to talk about that over and over and over again, setting your environment up to be supportive of your efforts and make you feel good when you like walk into the kitchen and like you open your closet. It sounds so silly, but those small things really matter. They really, really matter. What you put on your body really matters. So if there was something this week in the 7-day reset that really stood out to you and you were like, you know what, it made a difference to me to not put on sad clothes, or it really made a difference to me in my mood to get a sweat in, make mental note of that, because that's really important to carry forward. So great job on the 7-day reset. I saw lots of the little infographics being shared everywhere. So I know you guys were working hard on it. And don't forget, you can always do the 7-day reset whenever you want. Anytime you feel like you just need to come back to center, it's yours for the taking. But now what's ahead is everyone is embarking on an 8-week program. So whether you're doing nutrition, you're doing mindset, you're doing impact, you are getting ready to start something. And most everyone in Fitme that I've heard is excited for some sort of progress in this season. So we talked about it last week about having different seasons of the year and coming out of a season that's more about balance, more about like social seasons and seeing people and treats and all of those good things. And now going into a season of progress. For some of you, it's like the start of progress. This has been long coming and you're like, I'm ready. I'm taking this on, and it's the beginning of the journey. For a lot of you, it's sort of re-engaging. So maybe you made substantial progress last year. A lot of people lost 20, 25, 50 pounds, started exercising for the first time, had started to make some really good progress, ran their first 5K, did their first half marathon, worked on their first pull-up, whatever it was, you made big progress. And then we've kind of had this really good season of balance, but almost everybody I've heard is like raring to go to make progress again. So those feelings are great. And the easy thing would be to take a look at week 1 and say, okay, well, what are we going to get done this week? Or what are we going to do, right? What positives are we going to immediately take on? Which I think you should know that. So everybody should have access to a target where you're going to look at what are you actually doing this week, for our newbies who are doing nutrition, or if anybody who's going back to foundation, you've got some specifics. For mindset and impact people, you've got some thinking to do and reading. That's what you're going to do for sure. But I'm talking, your target this week is about this season. I want you to think about this next 8 to 10 weeks as a chunk of time where you are trying to make progress. You have some sort of goal that you set out. You said it on the video, you said it to your coach, you said where you want to be at this time next year. And part of that is this initial chunk. So if we look at the next 10 to 12 weeks, that's 3 months. That's a quarter of the way there, right? So we have this chunk of time, a really good season to focus on making progress. You want to get there. So your target for the week is to identify what is possibly going to get in your way. Because we have these goals and we want to do these things. And this may be the first time you're a part of Fitme. So you're like, I am trying this a whole new way. I've never tried healthy habits before. I've always tried a thing, or this is the first time I'm doing this. But we as people are not different in a snap of the finger just because we are doing something that is healthy and long-term and sustainable. So we have to identify what has gotten in our way in the past. And that's really what I want you to think about. If you think ahead at this next 10 to 12 weeks and know this is my chunk of time where I'm really going to focus on making progress, and I ask you the question, which is what you're going to write to your coach this week, is what are your potential obstacles that are going to get in your way? I want you to think about what got in your way in the past, because it might be the same thing. Sometimes it could be like an emotional thing. Maybe getting on the scale has gotten in your way on the past. I mean, for some people, that's really true. You're making progress. You're like 2 weeks in, you're like, heck yeah, I'm doing it. You get on the scale and it doesn't tell you what you want. And then you're like, ugh, not doing very good anymore. I'm not going to do this. So maybe the scale has gotten in your way before. Maybe particular people's opinions have gotten in your way before. And you know that. And sort of either whether it's peer pressure or whether it's like, judgment or opinions or whatever, people have been in your way before. Maybe it's time management. Maybe it's like setting out the best of intentions. You're going to be on a track for something, but then you never really put the pieces together in your schedule to make it happen. And so then there's just never time. You just don't get it done. Maybe what's gotten in your way before has been going too hard at first, like going too hard for like 3 or 4 days. So say you're like, you know what, my goal is to get back into the gym. And maybe what got in your way before is that you went to the gym for 7 days in a row the last time that you decided you were going to start going to the gym. And you were so sore you couldn't move. And then by the time you thought about going again, it had been a couple of weeks and you're like, nah, I'm not going back. And so maybe this time, knowing that got in your way before, you want to come at it with a different strategy. I'm going to go 3 times a week, and then I'm going to increase to 4, and then I'm going to increase to 5. But using the obstacles from the past as a catapult to make this season even more successful for you is a really powerful tool, because it's not about judgment. It's not about looking back and saying, oh, these are the things that made me fail. It's looking back and saying, these are the obstacles that got in the way before, but this time, these are the obstacles that I'm going to overcome and learn to deal with. Because again, I don't know if you guys have ever read that book, The Obstacle is the Way, but the concept is that the obstacle isn't actually the barrier, it's the path to get to where you need to be. So let's look at that like time management example, right? Maybe time management was the thing that got in your way before. You just got too tied up with work, too tied up with kids, too tied up with whatever, and you couldn't get it. Well, the schedule, the obstacle might be time. The path to sort of working through it isn't to work harder and to stay up later and to like push through the time constraints and just add more to your calendar. Maybe the thing is that it's never been prioritized. And so really tackling your calendar and what fills your day. And instead of thinking like, I have to beat this, you think of it as, well, this obstacle got in the way before. Like, I need to tackle how to do this better. I need to organize my time better. I need to become a master of my schedule and of my priorities. And so you come at it with a different mindset too. So not only are we identifying the potential obstacles, but we're going to approach them with the mindset of, I have to become a better me in order to work through them. So how am I going to do that? Maybe sugar's been your problem before, where you get going on something, but then that sugar creeps in and that sugar just like turns into the spiral. Because a lot of times, whatever it is that causes the spiral triggers all the other things. And you're like, well, it's messed it up now. Like, I've done had sugar for the last 5 days. So what's the point? So if it's sugar, what's going to be different now? We did a 7-day reset to sort of recalibrate, but maybe swearing off sugar for the next 12 weeks isn't the strategy that's going to work for you, because you tried that before and that doesn't work. So talk to your coach about, maybe you plan like one treat a week, that you really look forward to. You can share it with somebody in your family. It's like a thing, but like I'm saying, tackle that with, okay, I'm going to learn a strategy that's actually going to work for me rather than try what I did before. So that's your target. So remember, for a Fitme week, we start with the Sunday call, whether you're here right now or you're going to catch the replay. Tonight or tomorrow, shoot your coach a message to answer this question. What are the potential obstacles that are going to get in your way for the next, 8, 10, 12 weeks? And what are you thinking about doing differently this time than what might have been in the past? And send your coach that message either tonight or tomorrow. And then you'll hear from your coach on Tuesdays to touch base on kind of the plan for the week. Also, let your coach know if there's anything coming up that you have that's like either a challenge that you're worried about, that you're excited about, anything like that. Put that in your check-in as well. So I'd love to open it up. I'd love to hear from you guys some of the things on your mind right now after this prompt. Molly, you were nodding your head about sugar.
Yeah. Yep. Sugar just has like crept in, and I have not done a good job. I did not do the sugar thing for the reset.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's because I knew that that's the one I really should have done. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like crushing this reset with everything but sugar. So
Your
yeah.
reset was fueled by sugar.
It kind of was, but everything is cleaned out. And it was like my big thing last week, my huge thing was to get moving, and I did that. And so like getting moving and like hitting my water, and girls, I woke up, got in real clothes, did hair and makeup 3 days in a row last week. I just want to like point that out because that is not a me thing.
Yeah.
And now this week, a whole pantry is cleaned out. And I've been like putting stuff aside for like closet clean out every day. I've given something away. And I'm ready to tackle sugar this week. So it's out there. There you go.
Well, you said it
Again.
out loud.
I know, dude. Well, you called me
And-
out on it.
Molly, you looked adorable this week. I did notice.
Well, thank you. I actually tried and it made a huge difference in my attitude.
I love it. It does. It makes a really big
Mhm.
difference. And Molly, like for sugar, I think the path is you got to put sugar where it belongs. And that's really the thing, right? It's not like we have to swear off sugar for the rest of our
In my
lives.
belly.
Right. You got to put it where it belongs. And to me, that's like where it's not the boss. The sugar's
Yeah.
not the boss of you. And so when
Yeah.
it feels like it's the boss of you, like that's when it's effective to use a reset to break that and then put it
Mhm.
where it belongs, which is like choosing an occasional treat is fine. There's like zero wrong
Mhm.
with that. But soon as it becomes like, oh, I need this sugar, or like I ate 25 Starbursts because I thought I needed one piece, but I just couldn't stop eating them. You know, like then you're like, oh, this is not the kind, this is not a treat. This is me being like a sugar addict.
Totes, man. Totes. But it was like a warm up. So this is like an extended reset.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really got warmed up with it with manageable things that I could actually do and like kind of get some momentum with and traction. And then this week I'm like, all right, sugar. It's happening.
Yep, I love it. That's perfect. And I think a warm-up week sometimes required. Sometimes it takes a little bit of a, get a couple things in order first and then tackle the next one. That's what momentum actually is. We talk about that too a lot here, that like momentum isn't a feeling. Momentum is what you get after you take action. So sometimes when you've taken action on a few things, like you cleaned out your closet and your pantry and you're feeling good because you took those actions, well, then now you've got momentum. Now it's easier to tackle the sugar thing. Now it's easier. Like Molly said, she got moving. Like all of those things become easier once you have a little bit of momentum. Love it. Anybody else have thoughts on things that maybe were like obstacles in the past?
Christy, I know time management has been a real issue for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be I think this week I'm going to be really paying attention to what is stealing my time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a good way to approach it, is to audit it first. Figure out where is your time going. Like it, Kristen.
I got my meals planned for this week, so and I actually have food cooked.
Awesome. So when you check in with your coach at the end of the week, let her know where your time went after you've finished your audit. I
Will
think that's a good one. Anyone else have thoughts on this one?
I thought that sugar was standing in my way, but during the reset, I've only had sugar like 3 times this month, and that's like huge for me. I realized over the reset, what's actually standing in my way is I'm not prepping enough food. And so I'm just kind of eating whatever. And I just realized that when Molly was talking about the sugar, I'm like, actually, it's not the sugar. I haven't been prepping food.
So you normally prep on the weekend?
I usually prep when I make dinner. Like I just make a lot of extra. But for some reason it hasn't been going as far. I don't know why. And so I've been running out of food a lot more than usual, and then not eating a vegetable or having like noodles as my carb, or just like not having food prepped, like good food that I actually want to eat.
Mm-hmm. So you either have to make bigger portions or add some prep time to your week.
I've been lazy.
And when you said that, Leah, it made me think, we encourage everybody to take on the plate challenge and to hit that 100 plates. And so if you haven't done that already, we want you to start with that, because the process of building those Fitme plates forces some of these things that like Leah brought up. Like when you're building a healthy balanced plate and you're looking for that vegetable and you're like, you know, that that's part of the game, it can be really, really effective in changing how you think about your week. It'll change what you prep. It'll change what you buy. It'll change how you like decide what you're going to eat. And so if you haven't done that, start working on it. And someone asked me this week, well, do I have to take pictures? No, I mean, that's just an accountability tool. It's most important that you're just, you know, you communicate with your coach, you know, where you're at, but it does help to take pictures because it's an accountability tool. You can post them and you'll get feedback and on your way to 100, but that path to 100, it's really effective. Exactly for what Leah's talking about.
And I feel better when I'm eating like good plates.
Mm-hmm. I know what happens for me is when I'm not focused on eating a Fitme plate, I'll actually eat like a portion of one and I'll be like, this is good enough. I'll just eat this like leftover piece of chicken breast. And there's zero reason why I couldn't have turned it into a balanced plate. I just didn't. And then I'll end up snacking because I'm hungry because I didn't actually eat a balanced plate of food. And so thinking about creating it is really good. And I know like some people, I know Diana, you wouldn't even mind me sharing this. Like we actually, she focused on putting her food on a plate and sitting down, because that's just such an important part of being mindful when we're eating, is putting all those pieces together and like looking at it with our eyeballs. And then when we put it in our mouth, our brain registers like we ate food. And we deserve that time too. Like even though, no matter how hard you work, you deserve some time to sit down and eat. And she crushed it, by the way. She set that as an intention and nailed it. But we eat with our eyes, and I'm certainly guilty of just like throwing stuff in and being like, did I even eat? I didn't even remember.
So I don't know how to like word it, I guess, but it's, for me, it's like it's kind of rounded up into the all or nothing mentality, where I'll either go like balls to the wall, don't, you know, no treats at all, or I'll be like, oh, it's cool, it's okay, like I can have that treat. And so that in the past has definitely derailed me. So it's both though. It's either the I have to do 100% everything, or I give myself these excuses that are like stupid excuses, like I just swam in the ocean, so I can eat this, because even though it's not a scheduled treat day or whatever, you know what I mean? So I don't know how to word that very well.
No, I think that's a really good one.
Audit your excuses.
That's not a bad idea, Amy. My dogs are barking in the background, but Kristen said like to audit the things that prompt it, you know, the excuses you give yourself for sugar. I bet a lot of times it's like either fatigue or stress or, you know, family sharing time or, you know, accomplishment. Like I did this big swim.
I bet you're 100% right.
Also,
about all of those things.
Yeah.
You're all like your balls to the wall times too.
My brain is stupid sometimes. That's my audit right there.
Well,
sorry.
I think this is a really good one, Amy, because I think this is a good example as we wrap up this call of it's way easier just to be like, I'm not having any sugar. Like treats are my problem. That doesn't issue. Like it just is a game we can play in the short term. So saying like, okay, well, I'm not going to have any treats at all is like that balls to the wall mentality. Like I'm having nothing. I quit. I'm done sugar, you know, forever and ever. Well, we eventually give up on that. And then we just go swing the other direction. So one of my challenges would be, okay, when, like in Amy's case, like when are we craving the sweets? Okay. If it's post-workout, probably need to have like a post-workout shake in the car for when she gets out of swimming and a really solid meal as soon as she gets home. That solves that craving feeling because your body is wanting calories. That's not bad. That's good. So we want to give our body the good calories that will actually help us recover from our workout. We go home, we eat a really quality meal because that meal after your workout is really important for absorbing nutrition, and then see how you feel. I bet it will be like less often that you crave it, but it will take the planning of, I know I'm getting ready to go do a big workout. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the car so I have something immediately after. And then I already have dinner ready at home. And I think that those kind of like approaches to each of those times for whatever it is for everybody will really help. So it's not just a battle of discipline. It's a like, what is my body? What do I need right now? Am I super stressed? Is that why I'm like shooting myself in the foot right now? So then how do you address the stress rather than just like fighting with yourself? Super, super good conversation about this. So what I want to do is I want to wrap up because I want to keep this as close to our 30 minutes as possible. So I want to take a picture, and we need to do it twice like last week because we have enough people on here. We have to do 2 screens. So you're not going to know which one that you're in. So you have to smile for both. All right. So turn your screen on. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And then we got to do one more time. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Sweet, guys. Awesome stuff tonight. Don't forget to send your coach your message either tonight or tomorrow. Have a fabulous week. If you have any issues at all accessing your materials, you do not know what your target is, please reach out to Brooke. Okay, Brooke can solve that problem for you. So don't be confused about where's my stuff for the week. And have a wonderful week, guys. Good stuff. Bye.